Hey, my beautiful people, it's your girl Wendy, and today I want to add my own little piece of voice on the Regina Daniels and Ned Nwoko saga. This week, the street is very loud. It's not whispering, it's screaming Regina's name. The world saw the glitz, the diamonds, the Ferraris, the mansions, but nobody saw the tears behind the tinted glass. Daughter, you gave up your young self for the dream life, the one every girl scrolls through on Instagram and says, God, when? Private jets, designer gowns, champagne brunches, a billionaire husband with power, statues, and a name that opened doors. But now, those same doors are closing, and they are closing loudly, because when the truth comes out, it doesn't knock, it kicks the gate open. Now, your ancestor husband, yes, the man who was supposed to protect you, the man old enough to be your father's father, is out here accusing you of substance abuse. He says, she's addicted. He says, she destroyed my property. He says, that's the reason our marriage is falling apart. And you know what? The street is saying, daughter, they are saying you didn't take those things for fun. You took them just to survive, to endure him, to get through the night without screaming, to be able to give in to a man you couldn't even look in the face. Now, that's tragic and a little funny in a painful kind of way. Because imagine needing to numb yourself to feel okay in your own marriage. That's not love. That's a prison sentence with expensive furniture. Let's be honest. No young woman wakes up one day and decides to marry her ancestor. It's not romance. It's desperation disguised as destiny. And when desperation meets power, control becomes the wedding ring. You said yes to luxury, but luxury said no to peace. You said yes to comfort, but comfort came with conditions. And now, he's out here talking about your bad habits, forgetting he created the pain that birthed them. If she really did consume something, it wasn't rebellion, it was escape. It was the only way to make herself forget that she was living in a golden cage, to forget the difference between wife and possession, to silence the whispers in her own soul that kept saying, you don't belong here. Because truth be told, no designer bag can hide spiritual poverty. No Ferrari can outrun emotional emptiness, and no mansion is big enough to contain the screams of a woman who has lost herself. Now, to you, old man, yes, you, the one who can't stop running after youth, you're out here blaming your wife for everything, painting yourself like the victim. But let's not pretend. You didn't want a partner, you wanted a trophy. You wanted a doll who smiles, not a woman who speaks. And when the doll started asking questions, you broke it instead of listening. You say she's changed. Of course, she did. She grew. She matured. She opened her eyes. You wanted her to stay innocent forever, quiet, submissive, grateful. But that's not marriage. That's captivity. You can't raise your hand against your wife and then hide behind excuses. You can't destroy someone's peace and then blame them for losing control, because every abuser becomes a victim in their own story. And every woman who escapes becomes crazy in the eyes of the man who lost control over her. But here's the truth the world doesn't want to say out loud. When the woman begins to numb herself just to tolerate her husband, the marriage was already dead. And when an old man starts calling his wife unstable, it's because her healing has become his exposure. Daughter, don't defend yourself. You don't owe explanations to anyone. You owe yourself peace. You owe your children stability. You owe God obedience to truth. You're not the villain. You are the evidence that money can't fix emptiness. You are the reminder that beauty without peace is suffering in disguise. Yes, you made mistakes. Yes, you saw the red flags and thought they were decorations. But you've learned, and now you rise, because the same world that laughed at your fall will one day quote your comeback. Regina, this is not humiliation. This is purification. God is stripping away everything that was fake. He can give you something that's real. You thought you lost the husband, but you're about to find yourself. You think you're losing luxury, but you're about to find peace. You think you lost love, but you're about to meet purpose. And to every young woman watching this, learn. Don't let likes fool you. Don't let backstabbers and rich old men blind you, because when the makeup fades and the music stops, every woman will have to live with what's behind her smile. It's okay to dream, but to dream big. But don't sell your soul to buy it. It's okay to want comfort, but never exchange peace for privilege. It's okay to want to love, but make sure it's mutual, not transactional. Daughter, your story isn't ending here. You're walking through public pain so others can walk out of private prisons. You're carrying the shame that will one day set other women free. You're not done. You're becoming. And to your ancestor husband, you can accuse her all you want. You can try to stain her name. You can tell the world she's the problem. But the truth is, when a man needs to destroy a woman's reputation to protect his own pride, he's already lost everything, because the same hand that raised her up can't erase what God is doing in her now. Every false word you speak will come back as evidence against you. Every lie you tell will echo louder than your excuses. And the day will come when people see you not as powerful but pitiful. Daughter, your strength isn't clapping back. Your power is in healing, silently and rising publicly. Because God fights for women who walk away from abuse. He fights for the hearts that were broken but never stopped believing. He fights for daughters who learned the hard way that not all blessings come from heaven. Some come from hell wrapped in gold. Wipe your tears, Regina. Fix your crown. And remember, who are you? You are not the headline. You are the message. You are the scandal. You are the story. And the same word that mocked you will one day say, she turned her pain into power. Isaiah 54 verse 17 says, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. And every tongue that rises against you in judgment, you shall condemn. Let him talk. Let the blocks ride. Let the crowd laugh. Because when God decides it's your time to rise, no rumor, no lie, no old man's pride can stop it. Regina, you walked through fire, now walk in light, because everything you've lost is nothing compared to what God is about to give you. And to every daughter listening, if you must drink poison to love someone, that's not love, that's bondage. If you must lose your soul to keep a man, that's not marriage, that's slavery. Wake up before you become another Regina, because beauty fades, fame passes, and power shifts. But peace is forever. Thank you all for watching, and I hope I spoke into Regina's heart, and I hope that she listens to this video and wakes up from her sleep. It's your girl Wendy. Thank you all for watching, and if this message touched you in one way or the other, you can follow me on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you, and see you some other time again. Bye.